Hello ladies and gents, welcome to Face the TV here for some more StarSeries action. I'm DDK and this is James.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi. Up, what's up?
Yeah, how's it going? What's up?
I'm good, I guess. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Okay, we have EnVyUs and SK Gaming first up. So this will be, I think, a debut match here for the new SK Gaming lineup, of course, which is the Danes. The Danes indeed. And they're undefined previously, they were known as, or ex-Copenhagen Wolves previously to that.
What makes the lineup new?
Well, Glaive did actually not go along with the lineup. They have Friis in there now, so...
Friis, who originally kind of disappeared and then...
Yeah. I mean,
he was like, oh, it had a sub, but really he kind of left.
And Friis was a guy that got really, really good towards the end of 1.6, and he was a very, very good AWPer. And I'll actually be jumping into the game. It's happening straight away, guys. We've got Dust 2 up first, EnVyUs and SK Gaming. So, well, we shall let the action speak for itself. We've got the B take coming in for SK Gaming, so it looks like a good start here on their T side of Dust 2, but can they close the round out here? It's looking good.
Yeah, so far so good here. And Envy only have SmithZz with 1 HP. He's fallen, so kioShiMa versus 3. And again, you never count these people out. It is a pistol, only requires 1 shot to the head. And he will have the range advantage against the player at the back. Not sure if tenzki could one-shot him there with a Glock. There we go. He's running out of time now. No kit to be found either. And he will fall. So, Dan, we didn't get the opportunity to go through our Vulcan picks, but maybe we can do it after game 1.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. It's actually quite strange actually to see the SK tag, because it's a tag that has so much legacy, especially in Counter-Strike. It's probably one of the most legendary organizations of all esports history.
Yeah.
It's got so much history.
But for the longest time, their lineup was like Delpan, and that was it in CSGO. But they're back with a full team now, and it's going to be the new SK lineup, Friis included, putting Envy on the eco in the second round. Well, on the fourth, should I say. 3 Envy players remaining. Friis going to... Wow, look at that snap. We can expect him to be rocking the AWP later, but for now it's going to be the scout. And he's stopping the rotation through short, but happy with 3 5-7 frags with a teammate, NBK, running distraction for him. Having to get the trio. And now it's Friis to run distraction for tenzki to try and get the frags. That nade is going to be an apple in a basket to finish happy off, but look at the considerable damage that he did in that second round. Again, Envy, one of the more dangerous teams in the world with a limited buy.
Yeah, the 5.7 is such a good pistol too if you're good at using it. I mean, there's so many bullets, so much damage, so accurate. You can really essentially spray with it. And
that's before you're even moving.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I'm surprised that people still do use TSM from time to time. 5.7 I think is just pretty much better in all situations for the same cost.
I think the CZ requires less aim in a quick 1v1. So you can just point in a general direction and just spray. Spray and pray, Dan. That's what I do.
Yeah. But I think on the very, very top level, you would expect not to see it. But we're going to have the quick kill there from Leon as they make their way up towards some cat control. But just to finish off the point as well, the interesting thing is that actually Happy showing once again why the 5.7 is pretty good, getting another quick kill with it. Actually, James, I was going to make a point about it, but I can't remember what it was now.
Good.
So I have to move on from that.
So kioShiMa's got an AK, and the bomb. Where is the bomb? Okay, the bomb is with Friis at the moment, so he's just checking his 6, and he's going to... Oh, that's actually lucky for SK, because there was a good chance of Friis peeking the slope that the bomb could have fallen into the slope, and then they would have been in an awkward situation, although the awkwardness does continue here. kioShiMa going to get that kill with the AK, and that's going to leave tenzki with 30 seconds against 2 players to find the frags or find the bomb, and he doesn't know where NBK is at the moment.
NBK can certainly pull this off against tenzki. He's going to swap out his AK for a new one and pick up the kill. But that's 4 kills done in that round. How many kills did they get in the previous one? Like 3 at least. So, yeah, I think they've put significant economic hurt onto SK Gaming. So it's going to be pretty easy for EnVyUs if they are just going to win this round, as you can see, that they can force an eco straight away, because SK would be left with something, you know, short of $2,000 on most players if they lose this round. So it's going to be interesting to see what EnVyUs have here. They've been changing their setup, as you can see. We've got NPK towards the plat. He's become the dedicated B player. Previously, he was in this position. We see SmithZz trying to lock it down here. Able to pick up 2 quick kills as the 3rd player who is going to make himself known towards the blue area. And Cillian wanting to try to get at SmithZz at the moment. We're looking to see if we can have some team flashes thrown in here for SmithZz to get his... well, it doesn't even matter. Happy's going to peek with the AWP, so that will make life a little bit easier there for EnVyUs on the defense of the A side of things. Now, just Friis left over, so 3-on-1 here in favor of EnVyUs. They don't know where Friis is just yet, and they don't have any spot on mid. I think NBK is actually getting himself into upper dock at the moment, so starting to eliminate possibilities, and Happy's lined up the shots, and he'll get the kill. And that's a great save there from Happy in that round, providing assistance at the key moment. And thankfully for EnVyUs, there was no wrap, or rather the split on the catwalk. It did not really, it wasn't able to reach the A-bomb site in time, because had that actually pressured the attention away for Happy, away from long, then there was issues in that round for EnVyUs. But they're going to break SK Gaming, as we mentioned. Not much money for them, just the eco. And they are looking at their options at the moment. It's always very difficult to play rounds like this on Dust 2. Well, you don't have much of anything. HUNDEN, we can see, has a smoke and a couple of flashes. Maybe looking to pop flash his teammates in and get a smoke here for CT and see if they can get some damage done. So there's a quick pop flash out the doors. That will deal with anyone who's close by, but we have Happy on the long range. We've got shox there. He's going to have a hard time of it. Gets 2 quick kills, though, at the very least, and final frag finished off by Happy. So well done to Happy and shox in that defense. And now SK 3 rounds against the 2 of EnVyUs. And once again, they are in a spot where they got broken so early. They had so much damage put on them so early, despite the poor buys of EnVyUs, that they have to eco again. So that's a second eco out for them. Really, really important for EnVyUs to reclaim some momentum here. And they are doing just that. They've got so much cash in the bank, especially if they're able to clean this round up cleanly.
Again, the winner of this will be going on to play Kinguin in the next best of 3 straight after this match. These are GSL style groups that we have here at Star Ladder. So let's have a look at what these teams are up to. They've got short control. They have 2 nades, Dan. What do you think they're going to do with these 2 smokes?
Well, they could try to go for the short plant, try to smoke off crossover in the sights. They're going to go for that, actually. We've got the crossover smoke missing. I think maybe the player did die before he could throw it. The smoke on the site did allow a quicker approach, but there's no chance to get the bomb planted. It almost made its way there, but not quite. And another clean round for EnVyUs, forcing out that double eco thanks to the early damage in the first couple rounds with their pistols with Happy's 5-7. I think he got 4 kills and across two rounds. We can see that, look at the money now. Their money is so good, and SK Gaming are in a hot spot. They've got to deliver in this round. We've got Friis on the AWP, as James mentioned. He's a dedicated AWPer for the team. He's going to miss the timing frag there thanks to the smoke. And Happy's going to pick up another kill. Happy has been on point so far with this AWP. You can see that the catwalk aggression this time caught one player off guard.
Okay, shox playing the blind spot. Not going to find the frag, however, but little bit of damage done, which will have to keep SK on their toes. And you can see a bit of extra focus there towards the double doors. So 3 rounds apiece. 1 down for the new addition to the SK organization. So again, we have kioShiMa on long as opposed to NBK, who finds himself holding B now. Very different lineup from NV, and it seems to be going wild for the moment, but that said, NBK does get traded towards the B bomb site, so we should see a plant coming in here from SK.
Yeah, we do have bomb down now. Very weak though, despite being a 3-on-3. In goes the first player, shox, takes the first frag on the tenzki. HUNDEN behind that smoke on the site. Oh wow, great timing there from kioShiMa. Does actually stop shox from going down. Sorry, his teammate from going down there. Yeah, it was shox. As he was the first in the bomb site. So 4-3 now as SK Gaming get cleaned up in that round. And we're seeing tough times for them. But they will have another buy thanks to the bomb plant and the loss bonus being racked up to 4 rounds now. So that's the 2,900 plus 800 there for them. So
Happy is 11-3 at the moment.
Yeah, he's been AWPing like a monster. And once again, he's going to be on the peak on mid there, just through the smoke, trying to get an errant shot to connect there, but it won't happen just yet. What I did like was we saw that the player boosted up on the crate in CT spawn, looking over the smoke for the CTs. He got I think, killed by Friis like immediately with the AWP, because everyone looks for that spot now, which is good because we've seen that abused very heavily recently. Most notably by Mihu from Gamers 2. Mihu able to shut down loads of rounds with that. So I'll have to see if we can get something going here for SK Gaming. They have some map control here. They got Catwalk. They don't only have 2 smokes left. That might be a bit of an issue for any post-pass situation, or even a situation where they want to get onto a bomb site here. They are to wall their smokes, or maybe smoke or CT. That's almost all their smokes gone immediately. So got to use them very, very well here. I mean, I think we got SandeN lining one up there. So that would be probably the crossover smoke. I think that's a crossover smoke.
It's good timing for that smoke from Happy as well. And ooh, he looks like he's timing the nades, but that one will be avoided. So 35 seconds left on the clock here, and SK are just waiting, and it seems they're going to execute very shortly indeed. Here we go. So it seems we may have that wall of smokes down that you like so much.
Yeah, there we go. No crossover smoke though. So, but that's actually going to work out because Happy's actually on the bomb site, which is kind of weird that you would not expect the AWP to be there all the time. More commonly on the crossover, but it's going to be the push around the side that will start claiming the kills here. We have kioShiMa fighting back, shox coming in from below. It is trays for days, but looking better here for EnVyUs as they clean up the entire assault. That's kind of nuts, actually. They really got themselves in there. 2 apiece for kioShiMa and shox, and this is why EnVyUs are dangerous. Any of these players can just come out with really strong individual performances to save the day, and we'll see just that. Another round there claimed by EnVyUs, 5-3 now, but another bomb plant for SK Gaming, so max loss bonus now as well, so they are making a lot of money in that situation.
I would say SK, you know, the pressure would continue, but look at the money on Envy. They are not short at the moment. Again, winning a number of rounds, 5 in a row, last 2 being defuses, which generally means a few people have died.
Well, with the bomb down, they get they actually get SK Gaming get close to $1,000 more on a loss than EnVyUs do on a win, which is quite funny. But they have lost 1 in a row, so that is their comeback mechanic. Nice shot there by Happy. Once again, he's mixing up his positions all the time. Sometimes cat, sometimes defensive on A, but this time on the mid angles, and it's going to be a quick kill by tenzki onto shox. That will make things a little bit more difficult, but in comes NBK to save the day. He's actually evacuated the B bomb site right now. That's going to allow Friis in there, but the bomb is stuck outside the doors. Friis will move in for that. Does get spotted by SmithZz, and now we'll try to get that bomb planted. And it's going to be a 2-on-1 here for Friis to contend with.
Alright, so straight in from the flash will SmithZz go, and they will pick up the remaining items. I think he's waiting for an AWP to be picked up. There we go. AWP is collected, and they will find the defuse. So it's going to be another round in the bag here for Envy. And again, after losing the pistol and the relevant ecos, they have won every single round so far. We'll see how long this continues. Again, SK keep getting the bomb plants down, which is important. And you have to wonder if they can, you know, if they win a duel here or there, once they get a bomb plant in maybe a future round, then they may get themselves another round on the board. But for now, it's going to be a fast, long take here from SK with a number of people. EnVyUs forced to retreat back to the site. Although they've gone very aggressive indeed on short, because they don't want the split to happen. You can see Happy just holding short with an AWP for now, but he's coming to support the site. I think he's going to change places with the player so he can use a range of that AWP down long. And that echo will disappear soon, guys. Do not worry about that.
I'm enjoying it. Ooh, first one catwalk here from shox. We have a spray down 1, but there is no support there to really actually capitalize and make another trade there to bring it to favor for EnVyUs. So just shox doing the shox, running up that mid, but it's going to be SK now moving into catwalk. Really heavy push here. SmithZz cannot deal with that, just overwhelmed immediately. In comes kioShiMa from a CT spawn. He's got a teammate on the bomb side as well to play with, and oh, he's going to be tapping them down. Good stuff there from kioShiMa with the double, but it's a 2-on-2 now with the bomb getting planted for long. Cillian just has to smoke it off, back away, and try to abuse where that plant has gone down. Leave HUNDEN on the bomb side here. He's got an incendiary to work with as well. He's picked up from a corpse of a CT player, but in comes NBK. He's going to find an angle that is not being covered. HUNDEN has to duck away, and kioShiMa might just have an edge to get into this site now, and they're both really, really low, so you'd almost actually want to give a bit of favor to kioShiMa here with this AK-47. Going to find the player. They're going to play the crossfire perfectly, exactly how you got to do it in that spot, and it will be the round for SK. They are going to finally pick one up, but they don't have a lot of money, and EnVyUs do, so they need to string a series of rounds together here.
That's another round. Well, I was going to say that's another plant in the bag where there's only 2 Envy players remaining, but this time SK managed to finish off the round as well. So Gonna keep themselves in this. Again, Envy only with a 2-round lead at the moment. Following that victory from SK. Having a quick look at the money for the CTs, and you can see their economy could disappear very quickly indeed, should they be wiped out or have a very costly round. SandeN gonna pop SmithZz, who was too close and exposed by that flashbang. Nice dink there by shox, keeping control of the B halls for now. So we're gonna have 4 players remaining for SK, all in the mid area again, just hanging around the short position. And there is a push coming in from the B tunnels here from shox, which will allow the rotation here from NBK.
We're going to have the push coming in. There's the quick snap onto Happy on the bomb site. So he's been playing the bomb site quite a lot, actually. When he's actually on A, we don't see the AWPing from crossover, which so typically can shut down these cap plays. And the counter, you know, that smoke on crossover, which we aren't even seeing from SK. So it could be something that EnVyUs will start thinking about now. But they look quite good in this hole. They got a 4 versus 3. But it wouldn't be the first time that the odds were in their favor, but EnVyUs found a way back in. This time it's not going to happen though, it looks like. We just got shox left over and he's stuck behind smoke. So the only smart thing to do now is to back away. But the interesting thing as well there is that when that kill came onto SmithZz on Catwalk, and immediately shox got a pick onto the player on Upper Dark with the little push that he did, the player he killed was standing on the stairs, and usually that's actually kind of a little bit of a an indication that SK are going to go for an A play. Because if they're going to go for a B play in that late into the round, it's more likely that that player would be closer to the choke point. That's usually a small. I mean, you don't want to read too much into it. You need some extra information to confirm, but that's a bit of a little kind of a tell. Either way, EnVyUs now they're completely abandoning B early into the round. They've got a force up situation on their hands with shox on the weapon save. He will pick up the kill into a Cillian. And now it's a 5-on-4 in their favor, but still lacking the weapons.
Okay, so once again, Happy being aggressive. Happy is as Happy does. Looking for a frag. Again, with such a limited buy from Envy, they want to get an early advantage. We've seen the damage they can do if they can pick up an AK in the initial rounds of this first half, the first 3 rounds, and they'll be looking to do the same thing here as well. Happy continuing to hold that aggression on short. And he has SmithZz there for backup, should it be required, but we've got SK heading toward the B bomb site now, where only NBK is playing up close with that P250, looking for the one-taps.
And you never know what's going to happen. NBK will go down immediately, so that's really nice. They were lining up there. And now it's shox on the angle. Going to get smoked away, though. Might get a bit of pre-fire, though. Have to get taken down. HUNDEN getting a bit of a double going on up in the dark area. So shox, again, might be considering going for the save here. I think that they have lost, what, 2 in a row now? Let's have a quick check on the tab. So they've lost 2 in a row, so this will be the 3rd, meaning they'll be on 2,400 loss bonus. So they're going to be pretty healthy, around 5k to 6k, most of the players, after this one. So it's actually really nice that they save these weapons, because even though they can buy in the following round anyway, this will just improve their economic situation. And there's no need to just run the guns in and die. Because sometimes there are teams that do that. They're like, oh, we're going to buy next round anyway, let's just lose these weapons. So 6-5.
Alright, so it's pretty close at the moment. Happy back on the AWP, and again he's done so much damage with that AWP so far, so SK are going to have to watch out. Friis with an AWP of his own, of course. We'll see if there's going to be a duel in the mid. You know, and we've seen, actually, you know, he's going to be going over to this spot. We've seen, you know, previous iterations where they moved SmithZz to the B bomb site. They didn't want to take those engagements in mid, but we've seen Happy doing them today. So again, all change here on the Envy team.
Well, he's been moving around a lot, actually. He's been switching his position like every round, it seems. Like, he's back to car now. He hasn't actually played car so far. He's played on the site 2 times. He's played on catwalk 2 times. He's played on mid a couple of times. He's picked long once, I think. He's been all over the place, Chase.
Yeah, now SmithZz find himself going for a timing towards CT in case SK are thinking of pushing. And they've got 3 people through double doors at the moment. So SmithZz may find himself in engagement very soon. I don't know if Friis has spotted him. Starting to crouch now. Indeed, he's looking above, but he's seen the arm. And he should raise the alarm for his teammates. The flash is going to come in and Friis is going to go down. And his teammates are still not helping. SmithZz is there taking down the second person. So that's a bit of a communication error there by SK. And he will find the 3rd as well. Only 2 surviving. That is a huge mistake from SK.
Yeah, and still they have a good chance to win the round. They got a 2-on-3, bomb down, smoke, very timely fashion in upper dock, allowing a quick pick off there, but it's all on HUNDEN now against 2 players. In comes kioShiMa from the back. There's a money nade, and that's going to do the job. So, defuse comes in from EnVyUs, but as you said, that was a pretty big error. I felt like SmithZz was hiding because maybe Happy would have the angle long range from Carb, but he actually didn't have the angle at all. So SmithZz was the only guy there, meaning that there was no trade possibility if SmithZz was going to die. So if they would have just got that frag clean, that is easily won by SK Gaming that round, easily.
Yeah, I can only imagine that maybe the alarm wasn't raised because he thought the frag was going to be made. However, it wasn't, and it turned out to be a catastrophe. And let's look at the CT money. They would have been ruined if they didn't win that round. And that could have made all the difference, because that means 3 people going up B slope instead of 0, which is what it ended up being, as the last person fell just in front of the door. SK with aggressive positioning up short already, fairly earlier on than previous rounds. And this time they've got, I think that's Friis hanging around the long doors for now. Or is that HUNDEN? Yeah, I think it's HUNDEN actually. But he's going to move away and pick up the bomb. So I think we might have the SK approach too short once again. Envy with 3 players over towards the B bomb site, and they have someone playing Goose, so if that wall of smoke does come in again, SmithZz should be ready to punish any attempts at a bomb plant.
So looking for those smokes, the smoke execute onto A. And where is Happy now? He's actually in a much better position to deal with this. They actually have a perfect setup here. If SmithZz kills the guy planting for short, if they go for this wall of smokes play, then that's one of the ways you can counter it. But they could be trying to fake as well. But here we go, leaving crossover open. No, there is the smoke. There's a small gap though. There we go. It's actually going to cover off Happy's angle. And SmithZz goes in. He's going to die there, but the shox nade is going to come in, as it was indeed a fake after all. And it has delayed. It has bought some time. It has enabled a quick entry into the B bomb site and a bomb plant here for SK. So they're looking kind of good here in this 3-on-3. EnVyUs are not immediately in a position to just go for the retake. So time is really going to be against them. And kioShiMa needs to win this duel to give EnVyUs a retake possibility. But he is not even going to be aware.
So Happy and shox need to find a fast frag, otherwise this is not happening. They're pushing the site. They're both going to go down in quick succession. And SK get back onto the winning side of things. And they really messed up the EnVyUs economy while doing so for the last round. However, it is no other than EnVyUs. They are the kings of the riot, and we'll see if they can bring the riot to SK in the last round of the first half.
Yeah, going to see the peak from NBK. Again, scout specialist gets a tag. They don't expect that. In fact, they're running down suicide because they know that the economy is ruined for EnVyUs. They know that there cannot be an AWP, so they're like, well, we can just get down suicide for free. But NBK is going to make it cost Asilian some HP, and Happy goes close on catwalk. And NBK finds a headshot onto Asilian now. Do get the trade in, but there's 2 players here on catwalk. They should be able to maybe guess or be suspicious that with the buy-up of EnVyUs that could be happening, playing those close ranges, but are they going to be able to save themselves an embarrassing spot here if these pistolers do push cat?
Okay, you saw shox finding some information there, but what is it giving him? He's going to be taken down regardless. And that's going to be an empty B bomb site for the remaining SK players. Friis, on his 3rd attempt, is going to get 1 frag into CT, but the trade comes in from kioShiMa. So 3 versus 2. Envy looking to retake with a 5-7 and a scout. Hopefully they will be able to find some other weapons. So we've got the upgrade there for an AWP and an M4.
You don't want to switch those between the 2 players though, surely. kioShiMa on the rifle and Happy on the AWP, I would think, but so they're going to go in here. Got the pop flash there from kioShiMa on the lamp post over the top there. tenzki not blind at all, and that is going to prove troublesome for the entry here. Happy's in though. His teammate does fall, but he gets an angle to deal with this. Oh, good spray there. Out comes the 5-7, but HUNDEN will finish the job. 8-7. SK Gaming, despite some troubled rounds, maybe they could have made it even a 9-6 or even a 10-5 with some of these rounds, have still managed to bring themselves about on a lead, 8-7.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than it may have seemed. All those rounds that SK were able to string together, that Envy were able to string together. Good comeback from SK, and again, a lot of those rounds could have gone either way. You know, there's a lot of rounds where SK got the plant and there were only 2 players remaining for Envy, but they managed to find the defuse almost every single time. But you know, one frag here or there, and SK could have a much more significant lead than the score that's there at the moment.
Yeah, this is anyone's at this point. Who knows? Because we don't really even know how the EnVyUs aggression will be received by the setup of the CTs of SK. Maybe they're going to have a hard time dealing with that aggression. Maybe it will be something that they are comfortable with. We saw yesterday Gplay, a solid team against pretty much everyone. They couldn't deal with the style of EnVyUs in that immediate moment, essentially. So we've got the pistol. This is where things all kick off here on the second half. And so far, not a lot to really shout about. We just have some map control here from EnVyUs. They got catwalk, they got mid, and a pick from Happy. That's going to be nice.
Okay, so that's going to leave 2 per site on this pistol round here for SK to try and
oh my goodness,
defend, but Happy has other ideas. I have to say, it is a true joy to watch Happy just run around and cause the rampant mayhem that he does. This round is not going the way of SK. They're only going to get 2 frags. There will be no plant for Envy, but that is a solid pistol for them. I do think it's worth... I think light entertainment would be to just watch a demo from Happy's POV on a map like Dust 2. Just watch the shenanigans he gets up to. Very unique player here in Counter-Strike. But 8-8, nobody in the lead just yet. Although you have to favour Envy in this one. SK gone for pistols, but no Kevlar. No helmets. No nades. We'll see what the... there's no stack really either. We've got someone pushing short, that's Sicilian. While the rest of them, you've got 2 trying to hold down the A side. 2 rotating from B, but SmithZz to the P90. Going to be merciless there. Happy getting fragged through the smoke as well. SandeN and tenzki remain. SmithZz is only on 8 HP, but I can't see the remaining players getting anywhere near him, especially with shox holding down short from players coming in 2 different directions. So, pretty much a standard round coming out there from Envy.
Yeah, very, very standard indeed, the standard anti-eco. We'll probably see more like it as SK Gaming go for their full save. So I would expect the same round from EnVyUs. We often see teams do that. However, sometimes teams wouldn't do it because they're afraid that SK would respond by stacking long, for example. But they're actually going to go for a cat push here. Lots of people down middle, so just going for the early slugfest here. But against the incredible rifle aim of some of these EnVyUs players, it is not happening so far. Just tenzki who was left alive with not much of a hope here of actually accomplishing all that much with this pistol. Indeed, he'll be eliminated in the end. And we'll get to see the first setup here from SK Gaming. So we get the AWP here because they did do a very light investment into the first round after the pistol loss, so they could afford to have all the nades and all the weapons, which is I really like that. And Friis on an important position now.
All right, so I thought they were looking for a boost of some description, but someone was just standing in the way. So
get out of the
they're
way.
going to go for a 2-1-2 with Friis holding down the short position. So fairly traditional, fairly standard. The fact that Friis is holding down short would mean that 2 people can remain long for SK for the time being. I think kioShiMa is holding a pop flash through to double doors. And indeed, Friis going to get the first frag, but can he get away? No, he's going to get traded by the EnVyUs players. tenzki going down as well to NBK, and who's going to charge into the bomb site, take down SandeN as well. So SK's buy has been completely wiped out here, almost. Only Sicilian and HUNDEN remaining. And Sicilian doesn't know that someone is directly underneath him, pushing through the smoke. He's going to be saved by HUNDEN before Happy can find the angle onto him. And I don't know, he may just try and stay in the area, see if he can pick up the AWP or some exit frags. AWP's been picked up by SmithZz, so things getting a bit more dangerous now for the SK side.
Yeah, I mean, the untelegraphed B split is probably the scariest play in the game. It's not in the game, sorry. That's a bit of an overstatement.
It's a very bold statement, Dan.
But it's one of the, I mean, on the map, on this map, the two scariest plays are the B split and the A execute. Of course, those are the two big ones. But
the 2 scariest plays are go A or go B.
Yeah.
Says Dan.
But the wall of smokes execute on A, or the fast untelegraphed B split, where you basically, because you can throw the smoke in a variety of ways to get cover CT. But if you actually already push mid a little bit and there's nobody there, and you can have an instant pop in the smoke and an instant execute off of it, where there's no chance for the CTs to even react with a rotation, that is so hard to deal with. And we saw EnVyUs using that previously, and it completely wrecked SK Gaming.
So HUNDEN's going to be kioShiMa's opposite, holding down in the pit, but there are so many players hunting him down, and he's going to go down to the first one. NBK again, finding frag after frag. There's another 2 for him. He had 2, oh, there's a third one on Sicilian as well. So NBK is just savaging SK almost on his own at the moment. And SK again finding themselves with 2 players wondering what the hell's going on, and forced to save with over a minute on the clock.
This is kind of the scary thing as well, because although we saw some good individual displays on EnVyUs' CT side, it seems to be their T side where things can really get rolling, because they move into these aggressive positions and just win these aim battles. And if you cannot match them for aim, things get really difficult, because you have to try to be tactically superior, force them into poor engagements. But as the T side, it's easier to pick your engagements on a map like Dust 2. That's another reason why EnVyUs has been picking a lot of Dust 2 lately, I think. Because we can see that it can be such a strong map for their playstyle.
Absolutely. They just aiming their way to victory here, it seems. 4 rounds ahead, by coming out for SK again. This time they'll be more limited on nades than the first time. Friis just with the AWP, no armor. And not much of anything else. He's going to be holding that same position onto short. Although this time we've only got one player in the pit, and he's being challenged straight away. But NBK again, they just cannot stop this man at the moment. Friis trying to hold things down, but he's going to have to wait for his teammates, because there are far too many guns for him to deal with.
Yeah, we're seeing NBK on more of these, more action actually, more of an entry role than we're actually used to seeing him do on the T side. He used to do a bit more lurking, a bit more kind of support kind of roles. Secondary kind of fragger in some senses, but we're seeing him like right up in there in the action. Happy just taking a couple weapons out on the lurk, making it look like it's completely easy, like it's absolutely nothing. And SK don't have a response just yet, and this is hard to see where they would find a response, because it's not as if EnVyUs have been like, okay, our B split just crushes them, and then eventually SK could be like, oh, okay, well if we do this, we can try to adjust for that. No, pretty much every single fast round, whether it A, whether it mid, whether it B, whether it catwalk, entry frags come from NBK. EnVyUs just steamroll them from there. It's
interesting how this map evolves for Envy in terms of individuals. You know, the way you used to see SmithZz unleashed in mid on the CT side, flashing people up and just completely annihilating them. And then you saw shoxy doing the same on short. Now you see him over towards the bomb site. And now NBK on the T side is just running around and just allowed to be in his element. I'm going maximum NBK here on the T side. Just getting so many entry frags for the team.
This is crazy.
But he's still like near the bottom of the leaderboard for the team, despite all the doubles and triples he's got so far, because Envy are just fragging into high heaven.
I mean, if you stop NBK on the entry, then kioShiMa comes in. If you stop kioShiMa, there's like a Happy or a SmithZz coming in. It's like, it's so difficult. These guys are just barreling through them, cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. But this time they will pick up the kills. They've got a good engagement. They've got the nice shots on the AWP, but the split on short in that comes now as well. Can they stop that? They've done a great job here to have an advantage, but Happy and NBK are still left alive. NBK going back into mid, maybe trying to catch some rotating players, and uh-oh, Happy's picked up the AWP. This could get dangerous here for SK if they're to make a one wrong step here. But with the bomb being dropped in long, that's really the major issue for EnVyUs, and they're in a position where really what they want to do is make this expensive for SK. And oh wow, nice shot there by HUNDEN with the first bullet. It's going to pop Happy's head like a grape, and it's going to be just NBK left. So nice defense on long. That is the way that they won their first round on the CT side.
So one of the people who's been the most dangerous won't be dangerous this time. He will be snuffed out by SK. Again, Envy just a round away from game point here in a best of 3, of which the next map is Cobble, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It is indeed.
No, yes. No, yes, it is. Yes.
No, yes, it is. Says DDK. Oh, SmithZz just adding more injury to the SK side, weakening before they can even get into position. And I don't know how Happy just found that frag, but he did, and it's going to be an early 5 versus 3, minute and a half on the clock, so pretty much 15 seconds here. We've seen 2 people go down for the CT side. And again, in both cases, they're just trying to get into position, just being completely wrecked, completely ruined by Envy, and they're already in a position where they cannot retake, and they're just trying to hold the guns that they have to play match game down, game point down, excuse me.
I don't even know what that means, James.
Well, it's 3 games, best of 3. This is the first game. It's game point after this round.
Nice.
Give it like tennis. Game, set, match. But no sets, just game and match. You remember Game & Watch from Nintendo?
No.
Oh, Of course he wouldn't. PC Master Race. kioShiMa and SmithZz looking for damage and finding damage, not the damage they were looking for. SmithZz not going to get too leery with the AWP, doesn't want that to go over towards the SK side, but here we go, game point, and a fair few of them. Lots of rebuying to be done on the EnVy side, but they will not care at this point. The pressure on SK was worth it, they had nothing to lose.
Yeah, this is crazy,
NBK has opted for a P90.
That's because he's going to go in. He's first man in. P90. Here we go. Oh, dear. Is he going to find a kill? He's completely blind there, but he does pick up the entry still. Leaving just a single man left on the bomb side, SandeN. Able to pick up 2 kills, though. So all he's going to get would have needed another one there to make this favorable for SK, but we have a 3 versus 3, and the bomb planted. The nade's going down. SK need a miracle here to save themselves on map 1. So he's just waiting outside. Just waiting outside. Outside their door like some kind of salesman. Just won't go away, James. And they're going to pick up the defuse. So good stuff there by SK.
Photocopy of salesman, Dan. Hello, my name is James, and I would like to talk to you about paper and ink.
Go away.
No. I'm still here. Let's talk about ink. Toners. Recyclable parts. Never mind that, we have a buy round for both teams. Again, SK against game point here, and AWP for both sides now after a solid defuse. Speaking of diffusers, they will have 4 kits. Perhaps starting to see Molotovs come out now for the SK side. And Friis finally getting the first kill onto the EnVyUs team as opposed to the other way around. NBK having been a massive nuisance in that regard. A fast push now onto short from EnVy, and we're seeing the team Molotovs come out to try and force the SK side away from certain positions. Nice snap through the corner of the box from SmithZz to take down HUNDEN and make it a 4 versus 4.
And we got a push-up catwalk here to try to do some damage, but it will not stop the plant. Papillon goes down and kioShiMa deals with SandeN. Slowly but surely, all hope, but shut out for SK Gaming on map 1. Would be the most incredible retakes if they're able to pull this one off, but let's see, Friis opening things up a little bit, taking down SmithZz. kioShiMa going to go for a peek after the flash. Going to spot one player. Not sure if he saw the second one. Has a nade in his hand to use as well, which would finish off Friis, but he's going to keep the AK out. Very smart decision. And there it is. 16-10. It was a very close first half. One that could have gone many more rounds, I think, for SK. They played really well. But in reality, it was the T side of EnVyUs that really showed what the skill difference in this match.
Yeah, they just wrecked them with individual out-aiming, basically, on the T side, which just ruined the C2 economy. They couldn't get things started in time to take the first map, so it will be EnVy to go first. Now, I think, Dan, we need to go through our Vulcan picks. Well, normally, Dan and I would go through the Vulcan picks that we have chosen, but today we are putting the spotlight on Mr. Producer Reese, who has been he's been pilfering the Face It TV coffers, Dan, and has deposited into his own account, and now he's splashing the cash. Presumably to buy Bisons with his profits, but
well,
I don't know, is Producer Reese ready to go through his picks?
Can you really tell what his intentions are, James? He's evil.
I have no idea what Producer Reese may have in store here. All I know that is he's a Titan fanboy, but we don't have Titan today, so who knows? I'm presuming his picks are going to be random, but Producer Reese is going to tell us himself, so Producer Reese, in your own time.
So we have 3 matches up for Vulcan today. The first match being EnVyUs versus SK, which has already started.
You can tell Producer Reese isn't black, right, by his voice.
EnVyUs are likely, in my opinion, to play 2 matches, as I believe they will be SK, so I've gone heavy on EnVy, with Happy as my shot caller, kioShiMa and NBK, who've all shown solid performances recently. PETA are playing PENTA, and I believe PENTA are going to win that match, so I've gone for 2 players on the PENTA side. Troubly, who is arguably the strongest player in Germany, along with Nex, and Crystal, who's a solid AWPer and generally puts up impressive scores. Facecrack, who is pretty good as far as the Russian scene goes. He's a cheap player, being around $800, so he's more to fill out the roster in terms of, rather than I think he's going to do very well. Kinguin, I feel, may put up more of a defense against EnVyUs, so I've gone for Rain, as he's not done amazingly lately, but he is an amazing player. So I'm hoping that he will perform today. And HUNDEN, if that's how you pronounce it, is a cheaper player, and I'm hoping again that he will just be able to put up them frags and get some extra points along with EnVyUs.
Well, there we go.
HUNDEN.
Mr. Producer Reese.
HUNDEN.
So he says HUNDEN, right?
HUNDEN.
Well, Reese says HUNDEN.
HUNDEN.
You're saying HUNDEN.
HUNDEN. HUNDEN.
Thorin says HUNDEN.
Does he really?
He almost says Hooters.
Oh.
He's like, I think he says HUNDEN or something like that. But anyway, Dan, it's break time before
All right.
map 2.
Let's do it.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.